All right, guys, it's Jahlon, and I've been back to streaming for a couple of weeks now. I've been doing Ashes 101 Live. That's my Ashes of Creation question show. I take questions from the forums, questions from Reddit, viewer questions live. I try to do my best to answer them. One thing I've noticed keeps popping up again. There's this rash of people who have started calling Ashes of Creation vaporware. They think that Ashes of Creation is never going to come out. This is just ridiculous. Intrepid Studios shows progress every month. Intrepid Studios has shown off an Alpha Zero product. They've shown off a Battle Royale testing environment for action combat. We just had Alpha 1 over the summer. So clearly Intrepid Studios is making progress. To defeat those arguments right away, I just want to say it doesn't make a lot of sense to have a company with 140 employees and do a Kickstarter where you make $3.1 million and that some sort of be a scam, because they're burning way more than $3 million a year on 140 employees. If you did stumble upon the Reddit thread where somebody said Intrepid's like Star Citizen because they're making $80 to $100 million a year on cosmetics, that's also equally ridiculous. That math just doesn't add up. I address that math in the thread. I do want to talk about Alpha 2. Alpha 2 is the next logical step for Intrepid Studios. And a lot of people want to know about Alpha 2. Specifically, they want to know when. When is Alpha 2? The problem is there is no official date. We don't have access to timelines or milestones or roadmap charts, and nor should we have them. It is too soon for Intrepid to recommit to another date. They spent years trying to get out from under an Alpha 1 deliverable. They delivered that. Speculation in the community is mid to late 2022 for Alpha 2, but if you hear people saying early 2022 or they're giving you a specific date, ask them to cite it, because a lot of people are doing Intrepid Studios a disservice. Intrepid, Steven, Margaret, nobody has made a statement that this is when Alpha 2 will be. In fact, later in the video, we're going to talk about where Ashes is at. Now, I want to make sure that we have some good expectation management for Alpha 2. And when you get to Alpha 2, realize this is going to be a growing process. Do not expect Alpha 2 to come out in a finished state. There will be a lot of things that get added in Alpha 2. Alpha 2 is slated to be the longest testing cycle. And Alpha is a process. You've already seen they've had an Alpha 0, a tech testing Battle Royale, an Alpha 1. It's a process where Intrepid will bring out all of their assets, all of their gameplay, and all of their systems will be finished. When Intrepid moves into beta, they will be testing to find bugs, fine-tune gameplay, do dress rehearsals for launch week, and then deal with any last-minute revisions they need to do. The reason why is because a lot of people think their definition of alpha or their definition of beta is the one that applies, or the Asian import games that are alpha and beta are what's going to apply here. Intrepid Studios is using agile software development, and they have already told us that Alpha 2 will be persistent from the start of Alpha 2 through launch, and that Alpha 2 server will become the public test realm. The beta players will not be joining those alpha servers. The beta players will be playing on separate servers, and they're going to be testing different things. So the alpha testers will continue testing one set of protocols. The beta testers are really going to be that dress rehearsal. With all that said, another question that keeps coming up on my live streams is, why so long? What is taking Ashes of Creation so long? Well, I have to start with Ashes of Creation is late. If I don't say they're late, then I'm being disingenuous, and then you should just ignore everything else I say. MMORPG development is usually between 5 years and 8 years, and sometimes a little longer, depending on the complexity of the game, how much rework they need to do. And I know that it feels like it's been forever since the Ashes of Creation Kickstarter. The truth of the matter is it's only been 4 years, 5 months, and on the day of this video, 23 days. So they haven't even hit the low end of MMORPG development. And so really, if we were to take until 2024 to release, they'd be at the upward end of that development, but certainly not beyond reasonable. I think a lot of people need to temper their expectations. We have a lot of people getting hyped for Ashes of Creation. The community keeps growing. We get new people, hype builds, and then there's no end then. There's no end to the magic trick. There's no end to the marketing. Alpha 1 was not quite what people were expecting. Alpha 1 was good. It was a very good testing environment. Intrepid Studios got a lot of information, a lot of details that they needed. But there were a lot of problems. Ranger didn't get added in. We didn't see Fighter. Bows weren't in. So there were a lot of problems. But guess what? Welcome to an alpha. The hype issue, that's a downside of transparent development. Steven wants community involvement with the project from the very beginning, and we've been there with him since 2017. The problem is Intrepid still has a lot of systems to make. They still have to showcase the 8 primary archetypes up to level 50. So far, we've only seen Cleric, we've seen Tank, we've seen Mage, but we haven't seen the other 5. And we haven't seen how classes are going to work with augments. We've seen 4 of the races. We still have to see the other 5. We have to see the Orc. We have to see both the Renkai and the Vek. We have to see the Nakua. We need to see the Pyre Elves. And then, of course, we need to see the Talnar. We still need to see how the node system is going to work. We did have a somewhat functional node system in Alpha 1, but as you saw, Intrepid has released some new visuals to show the tech testing they need to do. We need to do a lot of work, they need to do a lot of work, and we need to do a lot of testing of the Castle Siege system. I did have a video on the Castle Siege system. It's across there. If the Castle Siege system is your one big system, check out that video and give me some feedback on that. Leave comments and questions, concerns. We did see that the engineering team and the back-end people, the unsung heroes, they're doing a lot of optimization for how they can make larger scale fights play smoother. And there's like so much more. There's so many other systems that need to get worked on. And I get it. Everyone wants those amazing systems to be showcased. And a lot of people get mad when month after month the live stream is just more showcasing of mounts, cosmetics, and art. My community believes that they should stop doing a monthly live stream and they should slow that down. But in contrast to that, Steven made a really good point a couple of months ago in a live stream. Steven said, people need to understand the development stage the game is at. So in some ways, showing off the mounts and showing off the art and the assets and the cups and the tables, that is a good thing because it does combat that vaporware fear. Intrepid still is iterating. They are still developing. Intrepid is making some major design decisions on combat. I did another video over there in the corner. You're definitely going to want to check that one out because combat touches everything in the game. I'd like to get more feedback. I'd like that video to get some more views and a lot more comments so that we could say, all right, a lot of people have responded and this is kind of what they've said. So the trick is here, though, if they're still in the design and brainstorming phase of combat, it's simply impossible that they can be making rapid progress anywhere else because combat touches everything. So there is a lot of stuff left for Intrepid Studios to do. So my walk away here as we finish out the year 2021 and we move into 2022, temper expectations. Stop letting people artificially put pressure on Intrepid Studios. If somebody says, when is Alpha 2? Say there is no official date, but don't expect it anytime soon. People need to get into their head that Alpha is not coming anytime soon. With that said, guys, going to get out of here, going to put this up into post. I do have gifts for everybody. I do DMCA free music. Been working with a lot of good composers over at Fiverr. That's all available if you just want to listen to it. I've got an amazing Christmas album up there in the corner. Check that one out. It's Epic Orchestra Christmas Carols, and who doesn't like Christmas carols? Until then, I am live on Twitch Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You can swing by if you've got a question about Ashes, if you want to dive into something in depth, and I will see you next time when we have Ashes of Creation stuff to talk about.